I am a Burdaphile. I sew Burda magazine patterns more than anything else. I'm a plus-size woman, and Burda offers fashionable designs in that size range. All of the designs are not my style, but I like that Burda has options. I also like the way Burda fits. They don't have the excess ease often found in patterns from the major pattern companies. Burda magazine patterns can be a challenge, but because I'm such a fan, I'm willing to go above and beyond in order to make the garments. This video shows my method for sewing Burda magazine patterns. I'm sewing number 137 from the August 2016 issue. Basically a t-shirt with 3/4 length sleeves and a back yoke. It's rated 1.5 dots, which means it's easy to sew with few features. My Burda magazine collection is stored in magazine files in my bookcase. I get the file I need and grab the issue. Then I prepare to trace. Here's a confession. I'm a lot more obsessive and compulsive than your typical Burdaphile. I have a whole process I go through even before I begin to trace the pattern. Years ago, I set up an instruction template and saved it on my computer. I enter the pattern information on this template. Whenever I get a new issue of Burda, I go to the Russian Burda site to download and save photos and technical drawings of the plus-size offerings. I save them on my computer for when I need them. I insert the graphics into the template. The template includes a table where I enter measurements of pieces that need to be drafted. I also made a template for a photo insert. This insert is for information you would normally find on the pattern envelope. The next step is to copy the instructions from the magazine and print out the templates. So now I have the instruction template and the instructions that will be added to the template. And how do I add them to the template? The old-fashioned way. I actually cut and paste. When the cutting and pasting is finished, I copy the templates into a single two-sided page. The packaging is finished. I have the photo insert, the instruction sheet, and I'm finally ready for the real work, tracing. A look at the instruction sheet tells me I need the blue pattern lines on sheet B, pieces 21 and 22. I find the blue numbers in the margin of the pattern sheet, scan down to the matching number, and there's the piece. I use my finger to trace around the pattern piece to get the lay of the land, so to speak. For tracing, I use sketch paper purchased by the roll at art supply stores like Blick. I cut it to a manageable size and hold the paper in place with pattern weights. I took a fitting class at a local university, and the instructor insisted we always use a ruler to trace. That lesson stuck with me. I used the straight edge for straight lines and matched the curved edge to the curved lines of the pattern. I write the important identifying information on the pattern. I also mark notches and all other pattern markings. I use a compass to add seam allowances. The points are 5/8 of an inch apart, and I run the compass point along the seam line, and the lead point marks the cutting line. See the link in the description below for more details. Now comes the easy part, cutting out and sewing. This top was very easy to put together. The knit fabric, however, had a mind of its own. The knit tended to roll up, and the trimmings that should have fallen away ended up getting caught in the serger blades. I dealt with that challenge by sewing the seam using a very narrow zigzag on the conventional machine, then sewing the seam allowances together with the serger. The pattern used typical t-shirt construction. Sew the body, then sew on the neck and sleeve bands. My procedure has evolved over many years of sewing Burda magazine patterns. I invest a lot of effort into the process. But here's another confession. I really enjoy it. With a good movie, favorite music, or an audiobook playing, the time I spend preparing, tracing, and finally sewing is peaceful. And at the end of it all, I have something new to wear.